Okay, I'm going to be teaching you some divisibility rules now. And I think it's important first that we start off with what you already know. How do I know if a number is divisible by 2? Well, that's real easy. It's even, right? So even numbers are divisible by 2. How do I know if a number is divisible by 3? Well, you don't want to sit there and divide this. What you want to do is you want to add the digits together. The sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Now in this first problem, it's even. So is 1,232 divisible by 3? Yes. Check. Is 1,232 divisible by 3? Well, the way you're going to check that is this. You're going to add up the digits. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. And what do you get? Well, you get 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 8 a multiple of 3? If 8 is a multiple of 3, then it is divisible by 3. And in this case, it's not, so it's not divisible by 3. To check to see if a number is divisible by 4, all you do is you look at the last two digits. So in this case, we're looking at 32. Is 32 divisible by 4? The answer is yes. So it is divisible by 4. You don't need my help to know if a number is divisible by 5. You remember, it always ends in 0 or 5. So in this case, it's not divisible by 5. To check for a number divisible by 6, just think logically for a minute. 2 times 3 is 6. So if it's divisible by 2 and it's divisible by 3, then it's divisible by 6. So in this case, it is divisible by 2, but it's not divisible by 3. So the answer is no, it's not divisible by 6. To check for divisibility by 8, notice, to check for divisibility by 2, you look at the last digit. To check for divisible by 4, you look at the last two digits. So logically, to check for divisible by 8, you look at the last three digits. So what you had to determine is 232, is that divisible by 8? That might take a little bit of work here, but you would have to go off to the side and just divide 232 by 8. That's going to be twice, 16, remainder 9. Okay, missed that up. 7, 72, and there's a 9, so yes, it is divisible by 8. Once again, just look at the last three digits of the number to see if that number is divisible by 8. To check for divisibility by 9, you do the exact same thing as you did for 3. The only difference is, once you get the sum, you want to see if that number is divisible by 9. So in this case, it's not. For divisibility by 10, it ends in 0. Does it end in 0? No. So it's not divisible by 10. To check for 11 is one of my favorite tricks. And this one takes a little bit of understanding. So if I have the number 1,232, here's how I check for divisibility by 11. I'm going to loop them. So those two go together and these two go together. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. If these two numbers add to the same thing, then it's divisible by 11. So this number is divisible by 11. So let's see another example. All right, so let's use the number 396. Check for divisibility by 2. It ends in an even number, so yes, it's divisible by 2. Check for 3. Remember, 3 plus 9 plus 6 adds up to 18. Now here's a cool little trick. If you get a two-digit number, you can add those together, and you get 9, which is divisible by 3. So is it divisible by 3? Check. To check for divisibility by 4, you look at the last two digits. 96 divided by 4 is 224, right? No remainder, so it is divisible by 4. It's not divisible by 5 because it doesn't end in 0 or 5. Remind yourself again, divisibility by 6 means it has to be divisible by 2 and 3, yes and yes, so it's yes for 6. For 8, you have to look at the last three digits. Well, that's not very much helpful this time because it is a three-digit number, so you're just going to have to divide it. 8 goes into 39 4 times. 32. 76. 8 is not a multiple of 76, so it's not 8. To check for 9, you add up all the digits. You get 18. Add again, you get 9. And it does work for 9. Remember, just like 3, you add up all the digits. To check for 10, you just look at the last digit. Does it end in 0? No. So it's no for 10. Check 11. 3, 9, 6. Remember what you do. You skip. You loop them together by skipping. So 3 and 6, and 9's by itself, so just leave 9 by itself. 3 plus 6 is 9, and 9 is 9. These are equal, so it is divisible by 11. Hope you enjoy that trick. It takes a little bit of work, and there's a lot of things to memorize there, but it does become useful as you go.